plaintiffs, Nathan Romero and his mother Laverne, say after Nathan reluctantly became intimate with the much older defendant, he tried to end it, but she refused to let him go. They're suing because they claim the defendant negligently gave Nathan a bottle of Valium, and as a result, he crashed Laverne's car. Defendant Carolyn McNichol insists she never had an affair with Nathan, despite his numerous attempts, because he claimed he was 29 years old and she was 69. Carolyn denies owing the plaintiffs for anything.
Let me hear from you first.
Okay, this case is all about the defendant, who is a neighbor of ours, and it started back in around Thanksgiving. I was doing little small odd jobs for her. She started inviting me over for dinner and just nighttime rendezvous.
Meaning you all were intimate with each other?
Well, it ended up being like that. Yes, okay. And but I didn't know it was heading that way because she's almost twice my age. And
how did you find out?
When I found myself
in the bedroom.
Well, you didn't know it was headed that way.
Well, I found myself in my birthday suit in the swimming pool kissing her.
That's when you found out she wanted more.
Yes, that's like when it really shocked me.
How about before you were shocked once you ended up in the pool naked kissing her?
Yes, it's a reality check.
Why did it take you disrobing before you knew that you all were going to get involved?
Well, it all happened all of a sudden, just to my surprise.
It was so quick?
Yeah, and
who took your clothes off?
I did.
You took your own clothes off.
But yes, I was drinking beer, and I did have a buzz going, so...
Oh, okay, so you were drunk?
Yes.
All right, and let's say that. People don't remember, and a lot of them, they use that as an excuse. Go ahead, sir. You all began some type of intimate relationship.
Yeah, and I didn't want it. That's not what I wanted. And so, anyway, I had...
So you stopped after the first time, obviously?
Well, I was trying to, but she would...
But what happened?
She would not let me go. She
wouldn't let you go?
Yeah, she would call my cell phone saying she needed me to come break in her house because she lost her keys. That happened a total of 3 times.
Okay, and once you get there?
Then she would keep me there as company, and somehow the time went by so fast.
Somehow?
Somehow, yeah. And
what about the third time?
It was like about midnight, and I was playing internet poker, and I heard a knock on the door, and so I went and answered it, and it was her. And she says, "Nathan, I need you to come break in my house again for me." And I said, "No." And I tried to shut the door, and she put her foot in the door.
Crying.
And and then she started crying because I was saying no. And she goes, "I promise I'll give you $30. Please just come and do it." And I said, "Okay, I'm playing internet poker, and I'm in a tournament right now, so it's got to be fast." So, but anyway, I went in, smashed the window, crawled in, cut my hand open. She was trying to keep me to stay, and she knew I was in a hurry, so I cut my hand, and I used that as an excuse to go home, and so I ran home, and anyway, I came back after the tournament was done, and she was still
Why did you go back?
To get my $30. I should have just called it.
And then what happened?
Oh dear.
And she says, "I don't have it," and and I didn't believe her because she's always bragging how much that she is in the show business.
Oh, okay.
And so I knew she had it, but she was just keeping me on a string. I didn't go back till the next day, and
so you all didn't have any relations that night?
No.
So the next day, what happened?
Then I went back and I says, "Do you got my money?" And she says, "No, I won't have it till the 1st. Anyway, she goes, "I got some Valium I can give you, and you can sell those." And then I thought,
okay, so you got away that day without performing any sexual favors?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Ma'am, you want to give me some background on this?
My background, well, I've had an amazing, wonderful, happy life. And yes,
Sounds
my
like it.
daughter is Christy McNichol. Yeah.
Doyle says, sounds
My
like
daughter-
with this guy. With this
My
guy.
daughter is Christy, and my son is Jimmy McNichol.
Oh, great.
And they were big stars, and we had a wonderful time. But yeah, I've hung out with Warren Beatty. I've met Elizabeth Taylor. Desi Arnaz wanted me to be his mistress. I'm telling you this because I want you to know where I come from.
Sure.
I certainly didn't, have an affair with Nathan.
Mm-hmm.
Nathan told me he was 29. He's aged since the last time I saw him. You
knew this man wasn't 29 when he told
Nathan
you that?
had a great personality. I didn't know anybody. And yes, he did some odd jobs. I met his mom first, and I asked her, did she know anybody? And then she knew her son. Her son started to do some odd jobs. And yes, he did come on to me. There is no way in God's name I would be at 69 years old with, I thought, a 29-year-old man. He drinks a lot. I was trying to verbally help him with his problem. And he knows that's the truth.
So you have a drinking problem?
Obviously, if I ended up with her, kissing her.
Really?
She says that
You should
you
be
all
so
never
lucky.
dated. She says you're making all that stuff up.
I told her I was 40 years old.
We're gonna get to the car that you're suing about. $4,500. How does she owe you for a car?
Well, it's actually my mom's car.
All right.
And well, anyway, I've never took the Valium before, and she was always saying, this will help you with your drinking problem.
Under
I was
what
like,
circumstance? And how is it relevant to what's happening today?
Oh, because it comes into play. Anyway, on the 20th is the last day she gave me the pills. And she
On
gave
what
me,
day?
On the 20th of January.
Okay.
I remember taking some on Saturday because they were sitting around, and I thought, why not try it out, see what it feels like. On TV, it shows it just makes you calm, like on 16 Candles. And, well, yeah.
Go ahead.
So I took 2 that Saturday, and then it didn't do nothing to me. And so on Sunday, for some odd reason, and I don't know why, I took 4, and it didn't do nothing again. So I thought, oh well, this is just for kids or something. Anyway, on Monday I took 6, and
How many did she give you, sir?
18 total.
Oh, that's not.
Yes, you did.
Took 6, and did that do anything for you?
It must have built up in my system because it hit me like a ton of bricks, and it made me just a demon.
What does this have to do with the car?
It has everything to do with. I went ballistic for no reason at all on my parents, and
Ballistic how? What did you do?
I threatened them, and they were doing nothing. So, and I didn't really even have control of my body. And
Did you drink also?
there was a little bit of alcohol, but so anyway, I just went crazy, and I took my mom's keys, and I was going crazy. I was driving like about 90 miles an hour through the streets, and out of nowhere I got in a car crash, and I was in a coma for 5 days, and then I was in there for a total of 7 or 8 days.
Why are you suing her about the car?
For giving me her prescription medicine.
Your Honor.
Instead of paying me like she was supposed to, and she promised me.
What does that have to do with you taking the medicine? If you're not prescribed the drugs, you shouldn't take them.
I know that now, but I didn't know that was such a jagged little pill. That stuff is killer.
But
she didn't.
why is she responsible for you taking a drug?
You don't give a baby a hand grenade
You
that's
a
ready to
baby?
go off.
Are you a baby?
In a sense.
You know, in a sense.
If she says I'm an alcoholic, she must know what
Ma'am,
she's
you
talking
wanted
about.
to say something?
I was going to say, I'm the one that finally took her to court. After the car wreck, it was kind of like an intervention because he is stuck on alcohol. I kind of called it a divine intervention.
What was your blood level?
I'm not sure. I don't
Was
have
there
the
a
record.
police report?
I do know one thing.
.08 is what is called legally drunk.
He didn't even know his name, Your
Yeah.
Honor. He was somebody I never knew. He was like a legion of demons in front of us. We also have his daughter there, who's 11 years old, who was scared and crying. But then after the accident, she kept calling.
Sir, this says your blood level was 0.433. That's 5 times the legal limit.
Yep. That's it, right.
He was out of control.
When I got out of the hospital.
So you're blaming her for that too? Did she give you the alcohol?
No, not that day.
That's
because
what
I
we're
stayed away
talking
from
about.
her.
She had no idea when you might take those pills. And we can't conclude that it was the pills that caused the accident because you were 5 times the legal limit.
He has never
alcohol.
acted like that on alcohol. Never acted like that. He was a different person. And then after the accident, one time, police report, she sent the cops over to my house at 12:30, pounding on the door, scaring us to death. I work in the morning. She
Why,
sleeps
ma'am?
till noon.
Because
Did
I
you ever
wouldn't
find out why?
Because I wouldn't go over to her house anymore, and she was mad about that.
All right,
Oh, she
because
said
you wouldn't
he's-
come over and have relations with her.
No,
okay.
because she said he
ma'am, I'm
stole
going to
her.
end this. Because your son is sounding more and more unreasonable. Sir, she did not force you to take those pills. You took them on your own. You were 5 times the legal limit, and that's why you totaled your car. Nothing to do with what she did. Have a good day. Case dismissed.
I come over and tell her I had my
Understand
neck
that.
brace. I said, "You caused me to wreck my mom's car," and all she did was laugh. You laughed in my face.
Oh,
And
Nathan, your
that's the last
stories
time
are so ridiculous.
That's the total. Hook yourself up to a lie detector.
Oh, I will.
Well-
You do too, darling.
Oh, that'd be-
I
that
will
would be-
definitely.
I'd
Was
love
there a
that.
lie detector around here?
Hey, Judge Mathis, this is Bianca. I was wondering, if I slip and fall on a puddle of water in a grocery store, can I sue the owners of the store for pain and suffering?
If the water was there because of something the store did, Bianca, you may be able to collect. However, store owners are not generally held liable for natural accumulations. So for instance, if it's raining and people track rainwater into the store and someone slips on it, the store owner would not be held liable. But if the store owner ignores a leaky roof and you slip and suffer damages as a result of their negligence, you may have a case.